Right, we just want to get into the conversation now on what's trending in the country, and Asha is back with me. Asha, thanks for coming back. Well, let's start with what's trending, of course, in the country. First things first, maandamano. It's the first time it's happening on a Thursday, so this is the third time the demonstrations are happening. So apart from what happened to journalists, what other things were happening on?
Again, we've seen a lot. I think we'll just do roundup of maandamano this week, because that's what has been happening. Guys have been moving a lot between what happened on Monday and what happened yesterday. Ugly scenes, first of all. It's just ugly what is happening. We understand the need for protest and all that, but we also recognize, and social media also, people are recognizing that there's a lot that is happening that should not be happening. There are people who are protesting, rightfully protesting for the high cost of living and all these other things, and that those who are just, goons. Like, ni watu tu wamekuja, they just want to fight, they have violence, they woke up and chose violence.
Exactly.
And that's what they're doing, and guys are noticing that. Guys are noticing, there's things that happen. There's a tribal war that's going on, what we saw in Kibra on Monday, there's a religious war that's going on.
The burning of the mosque
and the churches, So guys are coming out very strongly around this and saying what exactly is happening. And the big question is, who is protesting and why? Because things are sort of getting kidogo out of hand. And then there are other questions around who is financing these protests, if at all they're being financed. And again, we've said that, as always, whenever there's something going on, there are people who just come to stir the waters, and we're seeing a lot of that happening. And guys are wondering what's going to happen next week. Kids have not been going to school, and when they go yesterday, I think we saw, the police we're all angry. There was an attack on journalists, and rightfully so as journalists. We're angry about that, but there are some good things that happened. During the protests, we saw images of police helping children, cross the roads and telling protesters, hold off, let them get through, and then and we've seen police helping them in that regard. We've seen police, yes, also do some good things. It's not all been bad, but and some other faces of humanity that we've seen yesterday in Pipeline, when there was tear gas going on and the water cannons, and the residents who were living around there were coming with their waters and sufurias and cups and buckets, and pouring that down on the protesters. That's an act of humanity, because it gave them some relief. The water came in, you're able to rub your eyes, probably drink some, feel some relief from the effects of the tear gas. So those are some of the faces of humanity that we saw during the protests.
At least the positive bit of it, a bit of a positive side
so
to it.
Still, it's not all unyama, all through.
All violence.
Yes, it's not all violence. There's some good things that, that are notable, that gives you some hope, and you can see that and say, okay, yeah, fine. We saw churches burning, but there's still people who still have some, I don't know the word.
It's a bit of
English
unity in it.
Wakona utu,
Kabisa.
Yes. And Photoshop was also trending around maandamano. You'll notice that the plates or the car that the journalists were in, KDD 233P is trending.
Yes.
That's the original number plate. But when you look closer at the image, and trust Kenyans on Twitter. There's Twitter DCI and then there's DCI, So they're able to zoom into the images and come into and notice that, there was black tape that altered that number plate, making it read as KBB 288B. And guys were wondering, what exactly was this about?
Like, what was the motive?
What was the motive behind that? Why mask the number plate, So the questions around that. Kedong Ranch was also trending yesterday. There was an attempt to make an attack on that ranch yesterday, just like we saw happening to Northlands on Monday. Fortunately, nothing actually happened, and it had nothing to do with the protest. Again, it's just other people who are having their own fight kando, but
bringing it into that.
Yes.
Yeah, of course. Let's just move away from now, maandamano, and talk about something that unfortunately happened yesterday, the accident. Pwani University, where 16 people died. Talk to us about that.
That's very sad, very sad. We lost 7 students. There were 3 staff members and other people from the matatu that was hit. The bus lost control in Naivasha and rammed into another vehicle, and they fell into a ditch. 8 people died instantly, which is very sad. Learning has been suspended at the university. There's a lot that is going on around this, a lot of messages of condolences around social media, around to the students, and I've seen different authorities have also come to speak on this. It's very sad, especially this weekend. This is happening to university. On the 2nd of April will be the anniversary of the Garissa University attack, where 148 people died in 2015.
One of the worst terrorist attacks actually in the country.
Exactly. I think even globally, it was such a terrible incident that happened. So we'll be remembering that this Sunday, and yes, so there's a lot that's happening around university students, around students, and then I think on Sunday we will remember to stand with those who lost their lives in the Garissa attack. Right.
We have 2 minutes remaining, but let's talk about now. Let's get into reality TV. Real Housewives of Nairobi been trending at some point. Tell us more about what happened.
Yes. So yesterday, Real Housewives of Nairobi. That's always a trend every week. The main thing guys are talking about, which apart from all the drama that happened, there was a dig that Vera Sidika took at Sonal, talking about her anxiety and talking about her not being married. And guys came back to social media and they were like, hold up, why would why would you attack someone on such personal lines, on such sensitive issues? Mental health has been a conversation, and we've seen people who have actively come out and said, I'm suffering from this, or I'm struggling with depression, with anxiety, I'm having suicidal thoughts. We're just warming up to having those conversations. We're just warming up to people going for therapy, So guys really took offense at that. And then there's also the other issue of, where's your husband? Why would you ask someone such a question in this day and age? So again, what society looks at as success and what is not success, those conversations were had as well. And guys went on to talk about even GBV. The guys who are married and they're not happy in their marriages. Marriage is not a trophy.
It's not as easy. Let's just move on to sports now.
Yes.
What's happening this weekend?
This weekend we have Formula One on Sunday. The main match, the Grand Prix, is on Sunday at 8 a.m. We're in Australia. Yes, the practices are already ongoing. We just had one this morning. Look at me saying we like I'm there.
Really?
Yeah, and then EPL, we have 7 games on Saturday. We're back after quite a long break. 2 games on Sunday, 1 game on Monday. The big games, of course, Man City versus Liverpool and Arsenal versus Leeds. That's on Saturday. And then we have Newcastle versus Manchester United, on Sunday.
Just before we wrap up, few seconds, top searches
that have happened, just quick run through. In the last 30 days, this is what guys have been searching on Google. We have Ramadan, we have LGBTQ as well as LGBTQ meaning. We also have live television. I'm guessing with what has been happening, guys want to watch TV live even online. We have Costa Teach has been trending, the South African artist. DJ Fatso, Nairobi County Jobs. What wanatafuta kazi? And then WhatsApp GB, Chat GPT, Yes, and how to log into that. We have Raila Odinga, KPLC, Kenya Power. Surprisingly, Rigi G is not on this. He trends every week. Every week he's there, so I don't know, he's not trending, but those are some of the things that guys have been searching for over the last 30 days.
Thank you so much. That's Asha Fox telling us about what's trending in the country, and that's where we wrap up a News Diary. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Fatia Noor. See you at 10 a.m. with News Center.